Hello, Marcus, and hello, listeners. How is everything with you, Marcus?
Everything's great. And let's also not forget our viewers. Hi to our viewers as well. Those
Viewers,
people who are unfortunate enough to see us in the.
what's up with our faces? You are right, Marcus. Hello to viewers as well as listeners. And yes, you can listen on all the podcast channels and view on YouTube.
You can
But
indeed.
on with the show. Marcus, I gather you're doing a what could we do in the summer holidays? We
Well,
talking about going crabbing at Bridlington and so on.
no, we're talking about work, Sam.
Oh,
But not, hopefully, not too onerous work. Okay, so today, Sam, I want to talk about the holiday season because for a lot of photographers, this time of the year can be a bit of a problem. The phone, it might go quiet, inquiries dry up, and it's easy to start worrying. But here's the thing, the holiday season is not a problem, it's an opportunity. The pho- yeah,
excellent. That's good
yeah.
to hear.
So for the photographers who come out of summer in the best shape are the ones who have used the quiet time well. So today, I'm going to give you a simple list of things you can do right now, this month, to make sure that when September arrives, you're ready. So the
Perfect.
first thing, and all these things, Sam, I'm actually doing myself at the moment, okay? So I'm not just saying you should be doing it, but I don't have to. I'm doing all these things myself. And I've set aside the month of August to, you'll be glad to hear this, to update my website, my portfolio.
Excellent. Good to hear it. So yeah, so watch, keep an eye out with Marcus on LinkedIn and stay in touch, see how he's doing, so you can kind of see how you're doing in comparison. That'd be really nice,
That'd be
wouldn't it, Marcus?
perfect,
See how
Sam.
the
Yeah, we love that.
listeners are doing
Yeah.
too, and viewers. Right, Marcus, go
So
on then.
your
Number one.
website. So when was the last time you updated it? I mean, really updated it, not just add a few images, but look at it properly and ask, does this still represent the work I want to be doing? Because we know what happens. You might get busy, you shoot great work, and it just ends up on the hard drive somewhere forgotten about. Well, the holiday
That's
season is the time to fix that.
perfect. And as you say, we all often update little bits of our website, but it's then the whole picture can get messy. It's not often we do exactly what you're suggesting and take a step back and let's look at it as a
Well, it
whole.
takes time, Sam, and there's other things going on when, during the rest of the year. Like for
Yeah.
me, I'm just switching I'm putting my website, I'm going to change a bit more focus on the commercial work, more the branding work, as opposed to the personal branding. And I'm also pushing my education side more. So, and I enjoy doing it. Don't get me wrong. It's good fun, playing around with it. Once it's there, it's not so difficult starting as if you're starting from fresh. So
Yeah.
what you want to do is go through your recent shoots, pull out the best images and get them on that website. And while you're there, look at the work that's been sitting there for 2 or 3 years. Is it still the best you can do? If the answer is no, simple, take it down. Your
Perfect.
website should show the work you want more of, not the work you're used to doing. We've discussed this on many shows before, haven't we, Sam?
Yeah, and that's so common, isn't it? That these are the sorts of things I used to do 2, 3 years ago, but actually I'm doing completely different work now. But it's not true.
Exactly. And I'm in that situation. I'm going to be honest about that. My website is probably about 2 years behind out of date. So there we go. Um,
Yeah,
okay, next, what can you do? Is I would say shoot something for yourself, a personal project, not for a client, not for money, just for you. Because the holiday season is again perfect. The pressure is off. And if you've got gaps in your portfolio, this is a great time to fill those gaps. There might be a lighting technique you want to try out. Well, now is the time. Personal project,
perfect.
yes,
Time for experiments and trying your own thing. It's a bit more fun, but also can feed into your technique, feed into your real work, into
exactly,
your professional
exactly,
work.
Sam. I mean, that's the beauty of a personal. One of the beauties of a personal project, and also, as you say, trying out different techniques. Personal projects do two things. They keep your work sharp, and they fill the gaps in, as I've said. So some of my best portfolio images have come from shoots I did purely for myself, not waiting for a client to give me permission, just doing what I love.
Perfect. Yeah, amazing.
Okay, and another thing I've done recently is, and it's a simple one, is to reach out to past clients.
Perfect. Yeah, build those relationships.
Yeah, you're not there to sell anything. You just have to say hello. A quick message, how are things going? How are the images still working hard for you? That's it.
Yeah, amazing.
But, yeah, and the reason we want to do this, Sam, is because if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. Your past clients are your best source of repeat business and referrals, but only if they're thinking about you. And that simple message will,
Amazing.
that simple message will keep them in mind. Sorry, Sam, you're going to say,
Amazing. And there's even, I'm just going to say, there's actually a show coming very shortly where I'm talking about exactly that. I'm going to go into more detail. It is such a, yeah, such a big thing,
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
perfect.
They already know, like, and trust you. They already like your work. They're far easier to persuade than somebody completely new, aren't they?
Exactly, Sam. And the way I did it, basically, I came up with three different emails for three different types of client: my personal branding, my commercial branding, and my education side, and just sent them out. With a little heart change, put their name in there. That's all you need to do, and it was done in half a day.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so on the same tip, um, we want to have a look at your marketing materials, your website. We've talked about your LinkedIn profile, Sam. You mentioned that your email signature,
Yeah.
your pricing document. Do all these say the same thing? Do they look like they belong to the same business? Because if they don't, do something about it. Things can get
Yeah.
updated in a rush. A price changes here, a bio gets rewritten there, and before long, nothing quite matches. Again, yeah.
That's it. And your brand can evolve over time, can't it? So it could be that some of your assets you made 3, 4 years ago, and some of them are recent, and just gradually your brand has changed subtly. And so the old ones, if you don't look, but you sort of, you can keep using, but when you go back, they're suddenly quite different.
Sam, I'll give you a little secret here. I've just changed my email signature around, my sort of picture that I use.
Yeah.
And it was with me with short hair and with short hair. And I thought, oh God, it's so out of date. And it was a really nice picture. And I sort of still look slim, the same slimness. But what I did was I chopped my head off and put my new head on the old picture. I know, a bit naughty. That's just
Excellent.
between you and I,
Thanks.
Sam. Nobody's listening.
Okay, don't tell him. Okay. Nobody should be chopping Marcus's
Yeah.
head off.
So go through everything. Make sure it's consistent, make sure it's current, and make sure it actually represents where your business is right now. Because when September arrives and inquiries start coming in, the first thing a potential client is going to do is look you up. So make sure
Yeah.
what they find reflects the photographer you are today.
Perfect. And that fits in so well with SEO and getting found in AI, because what they're doing is they're not just looking at your website, they're looking at all the other places you are in the web. And they're doing the same as other people. They're looking for that match and
Yeah.
coherence. That business name the same. It's amazing how many people don't even have their business name exactly the same in all the different places. Your business name must be identical. The descriptions don't need to be identical, but they all need to give the same message as to what you're doing. Not one say you photograph dogs and the next say you photograph weddings. They all need to be consistent, but not no need to be identical. And yeah, people are looking, and people won't look across different things, but you don't know where they'll find you. It could
Yeah.
be LinkedIn, it could be Google Business, it could be your website. But Google and AI are looking across all those things, and they're looking for consistency. And the more consistent you are, and the more of those points there are, the more you're going to get found on the Google search and recommended by
Sam,
AI.
do you think now, especially with the AI search, that is going to become more critical to have that commonality across all your branding?
I think it always has been, because it's been the Google search too. With AI, maybe a little bit more, but is the more, or is it just some of the Google stuff shifting to AI? I think it's always been important, and we just need to, yeah, make sure we do it. Keep that consistency. Like with everything else you said, it's easy for it to drift over time. You need to every so often have a big look at everything and go, am I super consistent? And do all of the places that aren't my website mention my website, because that means Google and I also can link it together and realize it's the
Cool,
same
cool,
business.
cool, cool. Okay, Sam, we're almost there. So the next one is really important, and it is use the holiday season to learn something. Not actually,
Uh,
watching YouTube videos and telling yourself you're developing. Actually, go out there and learn something you can use. A technique you've been putting off, a piece of software you've never properly got to grips with, or maybe it's Flash. Um, and that's probably a good place to put a little plug in, Sam, if you don't mind, for my Flash
No,
masterclass this time coming up on the 9th of September in my Bristol studio.
amazing. And how do people get full details to book
Honestly,
on?
I'll give the details, Sam. I'm only doing 4 places only. It's 275 per person. And if you wanna walk away from one day knowing exactly how to use Flash confidently on any shoot, this is it. And Sam, to answer your question, they can find out the details, people can find out the details on my website and book in at marcusarmad.com/flash hyphen masterclass.
Perfect. That's the first time Marcus has ever done a web address in one shoot. That is
I've been
amazing.
practicing.
Right,
I've been
Marcus.
practicing. Okay, here's the last one. Here's the last one, Sam, and possibly the most important. Um, so the last one is plan your content for the next quarter. September to
Amazing.
December is insanely busy. Events, corporate work, Christmas campaigns, that is my busiest time of the year. And the first thing that falls off the list is my content. So get it done now while you've still got time to think. Just
Perfect. And then what about a holiday
Oh
too?
gosh, yeah, that's what. Okay. Oh, let me finish what I'm saying. But obviously, we'll talk about
Okay,
holiday
yeah,
in a
we'll come on
minute. Yeah. So
to
look, just
that.
going back to the content. Decide what you're going to post on LinkedIn. Decide what the next few
Yeah,
newsletters issues are going to be, and for me, deciding what podcast episodes you want to record, or for as I should say, Sam, even
yeah,
a rough plan is better than nothing. Because a rough plan means when October arrives and you're in the middle of back to back shoots, you're not just starting from zero. Every time you need to
yeah.
put something out.
Amazing. And you can schedule too, can't you? I mean, I wouldn't suggest you schedule posts all the way to Christmas because you're probably going to want to include things
Yeah.
you're doing. But you could certainly schedule a good way ahead from today. You may even want to schedule, say, once a week right up to Christmas, and then you can fill in other stuff with what you're doing. But yeah, scheduling, if you've got time, can save you so much time in advance because you've got stuff to
Yeah,
do.
and it's easily done. I must admit, I'm not a scheduler myself. I just tend to get it done and then just quickly post it on the day, and then I can deal with
Yeah.
it at the time. But Sam, do you use scheduling?
I'm one of those hot and
Okay.
cold. So sometimes I'm like really into it, and then other times I don't use it at all. So yeah, you know, depends on the day, the week, and the month. But some when I'm really focusing on it, I tend to because otherwise I find it can suck out too much. You can so easily spend so much time doing it. Well, if I go right, I've got an hour now. I'll schedule 2 weeks of stuff. Bang, bang, bang. It does make it more
Yeah,
efficient.
each to their own. Each to their own, Sam. It's all out there. You just got to find what
Exactly.
works for you. So
That's
there
it.
it is. 6 things you can do during the holiday season. Update your portfolio, shoot a personal project, reach out to past clients, sort your marketing materials, learn something, maybe a flash masterclass, and plan your content. None of them are complicated, but all of them will make a difference. And for those photographers who treat the holiday season as dead time, we'll start September exactly where they left off in July. The ones who use it in September, who use it well, will start off in September, more visible and better prepared. Which one do you want to be?
Perfect, Marcus. Thank you. And what about the break? Because I think that is an
Yes.
important part. That stepping back, getting a rest, doing something completely different, not having to think about it. That I don't know. I don't mean just like chilling for the whole period, but out of the period, taking 1 week, 2 weeks, and going right. Going to step away, take a break, and then almost I think you come back and you're much able to then do all the stuff you're talking about
I
and be
I
more
agree,
focused.
Sam, but do you not find in the sort of modern era that we're in now, or the era we're in now, that August, everything seems to shut down just like the continent? I mean, we never really used to do that in the UK, did we? In the same way we're doing it now.
What I don't know. The thing I find that makes it that just is difficult is holidays, and then especially if you're dealing with single person businesses, not too bad because they're either there or they're not. You know, if you mean, and somebody might be away for a week, but then they're back. But if you're dealing with slightly bigger businesses, I find it's been someone and they're away, and then when they're back, their boss is away, so they can't quite make a decision, and it's just that kind of that over that period probably everybody's going to take a break, and that kind of one person is, and then somebody else in the same business, and somebody else in the same business, especially in one business, they'll try and stagger it a bit so they're not
Mm,
all away at once. It tends to just slow that decision making
yeah.
process.
I mean, just going back to what I was saying, I think, and the reason I sort of say that, I think in August, a lot of people are away these days. A lot of people are away, and I just think it's a good opportunity for me. It's certainly what I'll be doing on, but I'll certainly be taking a break as well. Look, I'm no saint. I'll certainly be taking a break, and I also took a break earlier in the year as well. So I've in mind to keep this time for working on my. The website is the main one that takes the most time. Of all that list I've given there.
Perfect. Amazing. That sounds a very comprehensive list, Marcus. Excellent. Thank you for
Thank you,
all of
Sam.
that.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'll
See you
see you
next
next
week,
week.
mate.